Hey, this is Doug Vermeeren, the Speaking Business Multiplier, here for another episode of Speaker Tips. So I've got a question from one of our students today who asks, how important is it to have a behind-the-scenes support system when building a speaking business? You know, it's interesting, most speakers do try to kind of run solo, and most that I've met, they have no support system except for maybe at the end of the year, someone who does their taxes and their bookkeeping. I think that there's many reasons why you want to have support in a speaking business. First of all, it is a business, and if you run it like a business, you're going to need to have the support team to get into supporting you with it. Now, I'm not going to talk in terms of things of a marketing department and the PR department and all these other things, because those are important to have in a business, but I guess I want to stop for a minute and talk about some of the essentials that have really helped my business, and I hope that you get these yourself. For your business. Now, keeping in mind, you don't have to always hire full-time staff for this. In fact, maybe in another episode, we'll talk about how to outsource it or use virtual assistants or sometimes even student interns to help you solve some of these problems. But problem number one, I think you need to hire somebody to help you with your database. And what I mean by that is really just sorting it out, keeping contact, especially the technological part of things. I'm not a tech whiz. There's a lot of really great tools out there that actually you can hire, so to speak, or use that are automated. You've probably heard of things like Infusionsoft, Aweber, Constant Contacts, MailChimp. These are all great things that you should get for your speaking business. If you don't have that, you'll need that. In fact, the more that you keep in touch with your students and your audiences, the more likely they are to be loyal to you and also purchase again from you. So you need to keep regular contact with these people. Okay, so that's number one. You'll notice I said you don't have to have a real person do that. You can have a system do that. Number two, I think this you need a real person with. And this is such things as collections, refunds, and your accounting. And of course, along with that, we can, add anything to do with the money. If you've got declining cards, people that can go after these people. Here's the deal. If you're the speaker, you need to be positioned as the loving leader, right? You can't be the guy that's chasing people for unpaid bills. It really just kind of creates a challenge for, that relationship that you're looking to maintain. It's interesting as I've done my speaking business, I've noticed that, in the beginning, I did try to sort of chase people for delinquent cards and delinquent payments. And, money is kind of a weird thing. What do they say? Money among family, money among friends, money among any other relationships. It really kind of creates a weird energy. So if you've got a student in your audience that has a really marvelous experience with you, they really resonate and connect with you as a teacher or a leader, it's all destroyed the minute that you start chasing them for unpaid bills. So again, if you have a virtual assistant or someone that can do this for you, it really makes it much more professional, at arm's length distance. I kind of like to use the analogy of a rock star on stage. Can you imagine that if you went to go see, let's just say, a Bruce Springsteen concert, and at the end of the night you go to buy a t-shirt and your credit card doesn't authorize? Can you imagine how awkward and weird it would be to get a telephone call personally from Bruce Springsteen to ask you for a credit card number to replace that? It just wouldn't work. And so you should kind of be thinking that way the same as you as a speaker. You kind of in their eyes are a leader, you're an example, you're somewhat of a celebrity. It just really creates a weird energy of you're the guy who's chasing them for unpaid bills. The next thing that I'm going to say is you need someone on your team or someone to help you to negotiate contracts for you as a speaker. So if you're going up to someone's event, same kind of principle apply. You're supposed to be there as the loving leader, not the one who's the grinder and the one who's trying to chisel people to get your daily allowance for a meal or your hotel or accommodations covered or a ride from the airport or whatever it is, or that's really not for you to do. Again, I use that analogy of a celebrity. You're there to be the teacher, sort of the personality on stage. And if you're looking to play like the big boys play, to be an A-list speaker, you need to have someone who can take care of that. You do not manage your own contracts that way. And lastly, I guess the thing that I just kind of like to mention is also PR. PR and media is a sure way to attract more attention to yourself as a speaker and to have more credibility as a speaker. So it's a good idea to hire someone or a PR firm that can approach either magazines, televisions, radios, podcasts, blogs, anything, any of those kind of things on your behalf. And if you have those elements in your team as a speaking business that I've just talked about, again, a database, your collections, what I talk about also, your contracts and your negotiation and your PR, it really goes a long way to making you look like a professional. So this is Doug Vermeeren, the Speaking Business Multiplier, just giving you another quick speaking tip. And like I say, until then, be brilliant And remember that now is your time. So take advantage of it. Get out there and start speaking.